My Gavanan Melanin, and well met indeed. I am Arakir Galadirthan, the head of the modding team behind Divide and Conquer, and welcome back to Divide and Conquer as we continue on with this additional submod for Divide and Conquer called Total War. There are no set alliances in this submod, that is why you may see some very curious things, as you will have done if you've watched episodes 1 and 2. Now, in the same vein as I have done before, I have done 3 of these episodes on the plod, because I like to do that when we are starting out with a new campaign. So, this has been a rather Dol Amroth-y weekend, but that's not too bad. That's not too bad. I also am now, for the next sort of 3 weeks, going to be 2 videos ahead of myself in all the recordings, which won't really make any difference, but I'm just pre-recording in anticipation of my going away. We are currently besieging Gondor. We've attacked them at the perfect time. We have allied with Rohan, Umbar and Isengard in a very unconventional union. The union of, I don't know, the towers and the sea. That's what we can call ourselves. Helm's Deep isn't really a tower, neither is Edoras, so Rohan are just they are the whales of the Union Jack. If that makes sense to any of you, it should, hopefully. Although a lot of English people don't know that Wales is not represented in our flag of the United Kingdom, and in fact Ireland is represented on the flag. Wales don't get anything. Common misconception that the red cross that goes diagonally across the back of the flag is the red dragon of Wales, and that's incorrect, I'm afraid. It's St Patrick's cross, and Wales are just not represented at all in the flag of the United Kingdom. Anyway, that's a sidebar. Some things from the previous episodes. The Lands of the Porous has a town here called Horthanur, and this is, of course, a name in reference to the twins, sons of Rohan, Folkred and Fastred, sons of, I believe, Folkwine, who is the great-grandfather of Theoden. Great-grandfather of Theoden? I can't remember. My Rohan history is not all that on that point, I'm afraid. But they died in a battle of the crossing of the Poros here when Rohan answered the call of Gondor and fought a Heradrim army as they attempted to cross the Poros River. The twin sons, they are twins and they are the sons of the king at the time. They died and they were buried in a mound near the crossings of the Poros called Horth en Gwynur, the Mound of the Twins. And I've smudged that word together and made it Horthanur, which gives us the town name here. I don't think I had any other towns. Oh, yes, sorry, I asked you what's Vinyar Forrestar, what's Vinyar Metalmar, and a couple of people got it. It means New Forrestar and New Metalmar, which are 2 of the province names of Numenor. I thought that was a rather fitting name, given that these regions were settled by Numenor some time ago. They might well give that kind of naming convention, who knows, so that's what I did there. We are besieging Ethring as it's relatively safe to besiege it. Gondor have either got to cross the bridge past Istian or cross at Angbarost, and indeed, of course, we are also besieging Pelargir. Now, from our total fog of war at the end of the last episode, we know that Gondor are bearing down on Pelargir, and so Lord Imrahil the Chivalrous is about to come under fire. Financially, we're doing okay, nothing really to sing about, but things are going all right. Things are going all right. Oh, there's 2 archers in there. Get them involved. I believe we're at an end turn if our diplomat can't move anywhere. Indeed. So let us end the turn and continue on. Now, some points that I've seen about this Total War submod. Some things that I've not removed and again will edit out. I will, when this submod actually comes out live to all of you, I will entirely remove the Khazad-dûm script. Khazad-dûm will just begin with Eastern Khazad-dûm and you're just free to go about however you wish. Balin will therefore start just next to it, or probably in it. So there won't be any of the Khazad-dûm script, because I appreciate that whilst the Khazad-dûm script is not broken with this submod, it would not work very well at all. You'd be asked to fight in battles with nations that aren't actually your ally, so you would in fact be attacking the city, not defending the city.
Tomorrow's journey planned out.
So it's a bit of an odd one, and in an attempt to counter that, I would just cut the KD script. Furthermore, I would look to also cut the Enid Wythe script that sets them to attack certain nations at certain times, because that, of course, is also totally unnecessary, and indeed is the reason why Enid Wythe suddenly went to war a few turns ago. So I would also look to cut that. Oh, look, they're still trying to just creep around and save Ethring.
Ready your weapons.
But you're not going to do it, boys. You're not going to do it. Baragund, great ranger of Dol Amroth, won't bloody allow you past. But we'll wait until they're on the bridge, and then they can't run, so we'll give them another turn. Interesting that they're not going for a Thailand. We really aren't making very much money, are we? Oh, good lord!
Ships ready. Mariners!
Oh, sorry.
Engaging the enemy fleet.
Mariners of the fleet!
Preparing to board and engage.
Bugger off, Gondor.
Mariners!
You guys just stay together, because I can't
Set
merge.
sail.
Admiral Bymelder is a fine officer. Umbar getting involved there. As you will note, if you, I appreciate that hour-long episodes aren't to everyone's taste. And Umbar and Harad are now actually at war, by the way. So it may be very prudent of us to assist Umbar so that they can bring Harad down. But I think we can go another end turn. Where are we heading? Have we got a mission? Just blockade Pelargir. Ah, the attempts to save Pelargir. But you're fighting on a bridge, you madman. Oh, there's no way around that, is there? Good God, Gondor has some good generals. Ingold, in particular, is a fine general. Orodreth. Guy de Lusignan. Save the battle. DA battle now, no longer DA Brie. I mentioned that in the last episode, though. So, Ingold, what have you got? You've got some militia, almost entirely militia. One unit that's reasonably passable, and your bodyguard. And Orodreth has Lebanon Marines as his bodyguard, and one unit of guardsmen as well. We have our version of guardsmen who are substantially better than the territorial guardsmen. Dol Amroth very much, from my understanding of reading the brief mention of Dol Amroth in the books, and what we have then played on as their main aspect, is that they're very much the military arm of Gondor's fiefs. Not only does Dol Amroth send more troops to Gondor than any other fief, despite not being the most numerous, but it also sends the finest warriors to Gondor, and it's something that we've basically played on. Gondor are a strong nation, that cannot be disputed. They are holding Mordor at bay. I mean, Boromir's outburst, by the blood of our people, your lands kept safe, is fairly accurate. And they have been the bulwark of the West for some considerable time. And indeed, for those of you that aren't aware, bulwark of the West is something of their nickname for themselves. Fear nothing and fight well. Right, you guys are going to deal with Orodreth of Pelargir, because I'm sure you'll be able to kill everything he has in 1 or 2 charges. Now, rather annoyingly, actually, we've only got 1 unit of archers for this bridge battle. And then it's just these. But hopefully they'll get some good javelin throws in. I'll tell you what, actually, move the guardsmen out until we need them. Archers stand ready. Pikes, I'm going to move you forward when... Oh, you're already... That'll do, actually. That will do, probably. Because if I try and move you further forward, you'll do the thing where you go into a long line rather than cover the actual entrance, which is a real pain in the bottom. Start the battle.
The enemy have brought up more men.
Ah, you're coming from a very long way away, friend. That does not bode well for you. Cavalry, go and move into positions. They may be men of Gondor crossing the bridge, but we are sons of Dol Amroth, and the blood of Numenor flows strong in our veins. They will meet their end on this bridge. See them not as brothers, but as traitorous friends. Their banners will... Oh no! They pretend to deem friendship with us. They fly our banner. We are the only sons of Dol Amroth. Oh, we've lost a pikeman. Someone's thrown a javelin into the back of his head. Good, good. Let the hate flow through you. The Gondor bodyguard's really the only force coming across the bridge that's actually a threat. Those javelins have done very well there, haven't they? New plan. The one who kills the ogre shall be named champion. Have at him. Get the guardsman up there. You guys aren't actually going to throw your javelins, are you? Run out. Imrahil. Oh, they really don't seem to want to actually get involved, so we'll leave them to it. You have your targets. Look at them just ploughing through our line. Alright, that line will hold. Imrahil. These territorial guardsmen don't seem to want to bother getting involved. Let's force their hand. Saddle up, knights! And in we go. Press the delete button. Pikes down. No, they're lances, aren't they? Lance! Bit of a boost in speed. Imrahil's hit a rock. And we plunge into the line of the enemy. And if we press the delete button again, it's going to teleport us back to where we pressed it to start with, which is really, really annoying. No one on defensive mode anymore. Everybody just charge in there. Get the archers out. Good charge from Imrahil. Takes territorial targets down. Now the Lebanon Marines.
Only half the enemy force remains.
Good charge, boys. Good charge. So what have we got over here? They're killing an awful lot more of us than I would have thought they were going to. And they've even got the bloody guardsmen. The Marines are getting shots off. And somehow they've got people around the edge there. How many Marines are we down to? 36. And this should be the final nail in the coffin. Oh, brutal charge. And there we are, Orodreth is dead. Right, cavalry, come over and support.
Good tidings. The enemy general lies dead.
There we are. Oh, of course, Ingold's in there somewhere,
The
isn't
enemy
he?
army flees the field. Pursue and run them down.
So, who died? Ingold or Orodreth? Orodreth, of course. So, Ingold is still alive. Ah, on that side. Imrahil. Come and shake things up. The battle for Pelargir is not grand and glorious, but bloody and brutal. It's one of the safe bridges into Pelargir, thought for years to be a place of peace. It's now a place of war. In we go. Oh,
The enemy
another.
general flees like
Ah, Ingold.
Press onward and break the spirit of his. The enemy army flees the field. Pursue and run them down.
Ingold, you dishonor the name. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Come on, Imrahil. Yes, there we go. It's over. Oh, but they're running past you. Might as well mop them up. One man stands.
The enemy are utterly vanquished.
531
This is a
losses.
great victory worthy of only the mightiest of generals.
255 for Imrahil. 205 for the pikemen. 160 Amrothian guardsmen. So the archers didn't do very well at all. And the coastal wardens actually... Oh, look, 94, 94. How interesting. And 84. Curious. For it, is it not Melkor? Of course it is. What's the giveaway, you are here, you ask? Well, the giveaway of the 3 Silmarils that sit in the crown atop his head. Ingold. I can't bring myself to execute you in cold blood.
shall remember this day.
And
They are
Pelargir
gone from
falls.
these lands.
Now, of course, we have the same culture as Gondor, so it is very much in our best interests to ensure that we retain these towns. Because the people will love us immediately upon taking them, because culture difference is the main source of public disorder. So by sharing the same culture, they love us already. And why wouldn't they? We are a great naval nation, and Pelargir is historically the naval capital of Gondor.
Noble one, we have something.
Ah,
for
yes.
you.
I
Something
was
further
going to
for
actually
me
come to
hear
you.
then?
What are you thinking about that? Yes,
accept.
join the Union, Cand.
Welcome words of wisdom such as these.
Now we are very much the union of the tower and the sea with horses on the side. Which isn't a very catchy name, is it? We need something a bit better. Quite the recruitment going on in Dol Amroth. Dol Amroth only has... It doesn't even have a proper blacksmith. Good God. Now, what I'm really hoping is that Cand really gets involved in this alliance and hits Harad. Because once we deal with Gondor, we are going to have to fight Mordor. There are no two ways about it. Oh dear, our army is terribly small when we merge them all together. We are within 2 regions of the capital. Things are hotting up. Oh, who's this here? Oh, Ingold! That's where they sent you. I'm not having you roaming around on the edges. Oh, I just can't bring myself to train those. Oh, hello. They're really going for Ethring. We'll have to fight again. Because they are Captain Kurion is through now.
In battle.
Oh, sorry. Kuion. And Denethor stands behind him. They have pretty much the same types of armies.
Quell this evil.
Excuse me, sorry. Trash, trash, trash. And Denethor, trash. Oh, Amphalas Pikeman. That's exciting. Save the game, DA battle, and away we go.
Let them have it.
This third episode, by the way, as you will already know, is somewhere between 50 minutes and an hour in length to catch up to where we were beforehand. Episodes following this will be the usual, somewhere between 25 and 40 minutes. Fear nothing and fight well. Where are their reinforcements coming in, do you think? Over there, I should imagine. Now, is this going to be the same as before, and they're going to do us the great service of attacking us?
Fight for your honor. Bloody your spear points. Fight for your honor.
Forward. Right, you archers go there so that you can shoot the bridge. Javelins, you're going to come behind so that you can also shoot the bridge. And you are going to go on top of the hill because you have an outrageous range. You guys are held in support.
The enemy have
Oh,
brought up
bugger, they're
more
coming up
men.
from our side. That's cheating.
Bloody your spear points.
Are they actually going to stand where I've told them to stand? Or are they going
Your spear points.
to do that really annoying, weird positioning thing they do? They're going to do the annoying, weird positioning thing they do. Well, that's not gone very well at all.
Make every shot count. Bloody your spear points. Fight for your honor.
Why won't you just do as you're told? What is so horrific about... Have some of you died? You've killed yourselves by just walking forwards. Oh, God's sake.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Right, the enemy is coming the other way as well.
The enemy are badly bloodied.
He's bringing
They
archers,
have lost
pikemen.
half their men.
Well, we've got something for the pikemen. Right, you guys, start climbing the hill. Get yourselves out of there. You, sir, run over there before you're involved. That bridge has just royally screwed me over. Bring them down. The reason I've moved you guys onto the hill is because I want you to have the hill advantage.
Fear nothing and fight
Good tidings. The enemy general lies dead. The enemy army flees the field. Pursue and run them down.
There you got the pikemen. Who's fleeing the field? Down there. Right, turn around. Up you go. If you could do it without acting like absolute morons, that would be really appreciated. Look at the glory of the Haven Guard. Against Archer Militia, what a waste of their talents. Right, you guys cease.
Only half the enemy force remains.
Well, if they want to fight you, get the Nimrod Rangers involved. They're pretty good warriors. The pikemen will do well, though. That's the problem. They are always guaranteed to get some kills. I'm surprised they haven't run. They haven't got a captain. Their allies are already all dead. They're totally surrounded, and it's over. 229. That's too many, really. And Nimrod Rangers got the most. That's surprising. I didn't think they were firing for very long. So it's interesting that they got more kills than anyone else. That, of course, is an image of the Fellowship departing the fair realm of Lothlorien. I don't know if the gentleman at the very front is Boromir or Gimli. I don't know if what they're going for. Now, I can kill the standard rank and file of Gondor. I just didn't want to kill any generals. Well done, Baragund. Merge your small army together. We don't really have enough money for you to gain anything, but we're about to fight in Ethring as well, as we defend it. Our southern holdings are pretty damn secure, because Harad is now throwing everything at Umbar, so we're not too concerned about what's happening in the south.
Ships ready. And the grapples and ships ready. Can you not tell, friend? Engaging the enemy fleet.
Oh, come off it, Pelargir.
We should disengage.
Where did you
The
go?
enemy shows no mercy.
Mariners of the fleet!
We can go no further.
I have not a clue where he has just backed off to. Bloody hell, that was far away.
Mariners!
What? How is that even?
Can go
Oh my
no
god.
further.
So you came from the north, you attacked some ships here, and you lost. So rather than sailing back to the nearest safe haven, you decided to bugger off twice the distance away that you sailed in the first place to attack them, to the middle of the ocean. Where is the logic in that? I mean, I know they say any port in a storm, because you're meant to choose a port. Not just go and sit in the middle of the ocean and hope no one finds you. It's just... Oh dear. The game's got very little on the logic front, hasn't it? Absolutely brain dead in the top there. Righty-ho, what are we doing with Beragond? Enedwyth diplomat, do we want Enedwyth? No, because we are allied to their enemies. Enedwyth, unfortunately, are going to have to fall before us. But I'll take some map info if you've got it.
This proposal is of little interest.
Yeah, go on then. 500 gold for
It was a
trade
fair
rights.
Day to you.
Oh, that was a question I saw someone ask. Yes, one of the submods that we... Well, not a submod. Something that I really am just going to do. It's going to be a major point of version 2. Is all of those videos that say you have reached X location, you have reached Y location. They are all going to be moved into a separate download. And then it will be optional if you want to download them. The core game will no longer have those videos. They will be replaced with either images or just cut entirely. I know it's a world-building event, but really, my diplomat has just given me map information with Dunland. Why does that mean I've reached the Misty Mountains? I don't think they're really necessary. I think they were a cool thought, but they're just a huge waste of space, to be completely blunt. So I do plan on entirely cutting them. So if you want those videos in your game, you will have to choose to download them. Now, of course, it doesn't really make that much odds, but do note that there's something like 3 gigabytes in size. When the download itself is already 10 gigabytes, that's a huge proportion of the total wasted on one-off, one-hit benefit videos. So the core game won't have them, and they will be an optional extra download. Probably a submod, I suppose. In fact, that is the better way to do it, isn't it? There'll be another one of the official submods. So, anywho, Dervarin is attacking us. Dervarin the Honourable has only Gondor bodyguard, and unfortunately Adrahil's Talon Knights will eat them for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then he has some Gondor militia, which we have as well. to battle. Also, if you've not seen it, I know I'm a bit of a fanboy at this stage, but Knight of the North, one of the marshals of the Discord, he is in fact the Lord Speaker of our Discord, because role-playing's damn good fun. If anybody has any qualms in Discord, they are supposed to go to him to discuss those problems, and then if he thinks it worthy, he brings it to the attention of the rest of the council, which is the moderators of the Discord. I like to make Discord a bit more fun than just, these are the moderators, this is everybody else. I think that's boring. So we have various ranks, and it's based off of the Templars with some Lord of the Rings thrown in. Anywho, he is also a phenomenally talented writer, and you may have noted some of his writings on the Bree campaigns, on various campaigns, and he's done one for the first episode of this, our Dol Amroth campaign. And it's damn good reading. Damn good reading. Very empty on the insides, aren't they? They haven't even bothered to tile the base floor. No, I jest. That's way too much to ask. Right, here we go. What's going to happen? Adrahil's going to flank round, get the bodyguards. You guys are going to flank round that way. And you gentlemen, just going to charge them then. No, you're going to hold the line, so come over here. Ah, they're separating off in an interesting way. Well, give the militia the runaround while we kill their general then. Why have they done... Oh, AI, sometimes you are unbelievably moronical.
Will be ours.
I'm not going to outright charge those Gondor militia. Because, I mean, whilst we will get probably a favourable exchange, we will lose some, and we've already not got many anyway to begin with. Whereas Adrahil will probably take them all out without taking a loss. Oh, I'll tell you what we can do as well. We can come over and help our militia.
The battle is very
Bit of a
much in our
charge.
favour. Victory will be ours.
Alright, go on then. How many did you lose? A few. And the banner carrier. Ah, now they've done the wigging out thing that the infantry battalions do. Oh, there we are. They've resolved themselves. Right, yeah, go and hit Adrahil so that then I can really flank you in the back. Oh, changed at the last minute, didn't you? Because you knew what I was doing.
Only half the enemy force remains.
General's bodyguard's down to
Our
10.
men have fought
Adrahil's
long
lost
and are
4
becoming
people.
tired. Good tidings. The enemy general lies dead.
It's over.
Behold how our cowardly... This is
In
a
one
clear
fell
victory.
swoop. Sorry, Devrin. Gondor Cavalry Militia got more kills than the Talon Knights, and the militia only killed 6, bless them. And all 6 of those were probably the other militia that they just got lucky with. Adrahil has found Derverin wanting. We will not rest until the blue and white banners sail atop the Tower of Icthelion. I've said this before, but I'll say it again. The Tower of Icthelion is not actually named after anybody who did anything great, which is a real shame. It was built by a steward at some point, and it was repaired by Icthelion, and so he gave it his name because he repaired it. Which is cool, actually, because if everything was named after some great deed, it would become rather monotonous. And so the fact that this one has that little bit of extra story, that genuinely just some egotistical steward who repaired the tower, then gave his name to it. But whether or not he gave his name to it, or whether people then said, oh, yeah, the Icthelion's rebuilding that tower, and then over time it just becomes Icthelion's tower, and then the Tower of Icthelion. So, who knows? Icthelion, of course, named after Icthelion of the Fountain, one of Gondolin's greatest generals. Lords is a better term for him, I suppose. And arguably the gentleman who should have been sent back. But then I think the reason that Glorfindel is sent back is not because Tolkien actively decides one of these two is going to get sent back. I think the reason Glorfindel gets sent back is because, as I've noticed reading the Gondolin story more in depth now over time, I don't think he initially really realised that he'd named these two Glorfindels and that they were separate entities. And so I think over time, when it became clear he was rather running out of time, rather than develop a new Glorfindel with a new backstory, it was probably easier to just say, yeah, they're one and the same. Like, this guy was that guy. I don't think he set out to say, oh, Glorfindel did such great deeds, I'm going to resurrect him. I think he just used the name twice, and then it kind of felt natural for the story for that Glorfindel to be the Glorfindel of the First Age. I would suggest that is far more likely what happened. Now, one of the big reasons I would suggest that is because whilst reading The Fall of Gondolin in its earliest drafts, there is a Legolas Greenleaf who leads Tuor and his family away from the destruction of the city. And this is not the same Legolas as we all know and love, obviously, from the Third Age, despite the fact that he has exactly the same name. Legolas Greenleaf is the name of Legolas of the Fellowship of the Ring. Greenleaf isn't his surname, it's kind of an extra moniker. But this Legolas has already been mentioned before, and this time they're not linked. They're 100% not linked. So it's very interesting to see those kind of thought patterns, the developments of the names and things. Basically, reading around the subject of Lord of the Rings, you realise just how much there is to just this story that we think of as too much walking. There is so much more to it than that. Anyway, tangent over. What are we doing? We don't have very much money, because it's all going into buildings. Did I hear that Linhir was upgraded already? What was that thing that I saw? Something became a town, did it not? Oh, something was repaired. Ethring. Ah, you can get a meeting hall for cheap. Excuse me, sorry. How do we get... Isn't Ethring a region that gives you Blackroot Vale archers? No. Lamadon is... Oh, of course, because the Blackroot Vale's over here, isn't it? The Ringlow Vale entering into Lamadon. I know that Erech is up there, but Erech is not a very useful province, so we can leave Gondor with Erech. That's not a problem. We'll leave Gondor in Erech. Very on point. Now, the reason I'm stalling is because I don't really know what to do. Our armies are stalled, basically. Gondor was coming for Pelargir, but now they've lost Pelargir. They don't think they're going to get that back, so they're frantically heading north. Isti and his army could really be doing with being used now, but he's in something of a standoff with that captain there. Captain Norwinivon. Captain Elfir, the son of Imrahil. Dwynhir the Honourable still lives, and he has Blackroot Vale archers as his bodyguard, actually. Captain Bell. Ah, the enemy is starting to bring siege. Now, Tarnost. How are we going to deal with Tarnost? Aren't we bringing an army, training an army over here? Well, it's only a militia army, but that will do, actually. So, yes. Right, we don't need all of these troops in here. You... Oh. Go on. Well done, you sunk them.
Engaging the enemy fleet.
Oh,
we can go no further.
This Arthvin is smashing us. Well, we make more money every time someone in this fleet dies. Right, you guys circle back round again. You're going to join up with the army that's going to come from Dol Amroth, and you two are going to go for Tarnost. Angbarost. I think what I might do with you is actually leave the city now. So leave behind the militia and stand on the bridge.
Protect the blood of
Adrian will return to join them. You'll retrain when that's built. End the turn. They're coming back for Ethering from the east. I didn't really expect that. Surely with Mordor on their eastern border, a much bigger threat than me. Although I am carving them up in the middle. I mean, would you then just think, well, we've lost that eastern side, let's hit the people who have split us? But Eastern Gondor is far more profitable and useful than Western Gondor. Western Gondor brings Anfalas pikemen and Pinnith Gelen cavalry, but not very much money. Eastern Gondor brings the Marines, Blackroot Vale, Lamadon clansmen, although they're more central really, I suppose. So Lebanon Marines, all the troops of Minas Tirith, and the wealth of Minas Tirith, perhaps more pertinently. See, I want to build that, but we haven't got the money for it. Oh, Can's doing very well. Who have Can gone up against then? Yes! I didn't even notice! Oh, because it's just happened right now. Can has attacked Harad. They've joined the Union. Brilliant. And Rune and Dorwinion have gone to war. That's very expected, to be honest. Dorwinion will most likely always, in these anything can happen, will always attack Rune. Because I can't see a situation where Rune will think attacking Mordor is better than attacking Dorwinion. And those are their only options. So That's always inevitable. It was always going to happen. I've seen some people query whether or not the elves are going to be really unintentionally nerfed with this slight addition to the costs and build time of buildings. And to that I would say no, they're going to be fine. Stop your panicking. But we are about to lose some money because our army's going to move out.
By your command.
Unfortunately, we don't have proper roads in here. Although it is upgrading. Ah, brilliant. You can chuck some of them in. Go on then, take some squires as well. You'll all be free up, keep it a moment anyway. Istion is really probably going to have to consider attacking. I don't want to cheat and see what's happening. I mean, I don't want to toggle fog of war because that's just massively helps us. But we need to draw the attention of Tarnost. I tell you what we do. No one's come for Pelargir. And we've got a good cavalry army already, so leave the militia cav and head out for, I believe it's called Brethil, the castle in this central region.
Captain of Gondor.
Ah, there we are. They like us with the low tax rate. See, the culture, as I say, the culture is the core factor in why someone might not like you. And because our culture is so heavily Dunedain, there's just no chance they're going to dislike us. Our diplomat, though, we are going for some map info.
Yes, I shall continue tomorrow.
Capital of Enedwaith is around this hill
Tomorrow's
range.
journey plan.
Alkfud. Oh, Gondor. We need Gondor to die so that this stops happening. That would be very handy. We will, of course, soon be crushing Gondor, so this indeed won't happen, but it's taking a bit of time. Gondor don't want to attack Istion because I've got the bridge, and I don't want to attack them because I'd lose the bridge. So, stalemated around northern Netherland. Ah, the Council Master of Bree has gone down. Misty Mountains are doing very well. One Ring, not bothered about that. We got our leather tanner. That means they're going to be built. Oh no, of course they're not affected by it yet, are they? What's happening then with Gondor? Splitting their forces in strange ways. Can you retrain? No, you can't even build because you haven't got a garrison. Apparently you are chivalrous, Amandir.
Let us set up camp here.
Let's test that.
Gondor.
Brethil! It is called Brethil.
Slay them.
Yeah, get 4 of those, what the hell.
This field.
Who do we have in here? Turlin. Turlin is a standard Gondorian general. And he's got some good fief units. We'll see. Now what I could do actually is Amandir, if you join Imrahil, and then Tarnost is totally alone, we can easily mop it up.
Maintain order.
I think we are going to have to attack Norweenhaven because Adrahil is soon to possibly be flanked. I'm not sure he's really got... No, he's got more than enough. And it's Adrahil. Just end the turn. We'll see what they do about Brethil. Keep the buggers busy. So the overall game plan here, of course, is to take out Gondor. And then we can have a combined Dol Amroth and Gondor united army. And see then kind of what the state of the world is. We'll probably look to attack Mordor. Unfortunately, that will be a standard army-on-army attack. But when we go to war with Mordor, we'll very likely have assistance from all of our allies. Oh, Dol Guldur are doing very well.
My lord, you have a proposition for us?
Oh, no, I don't want that. I want trade rights. Why can I ally with you if I'm enemies with Isengard? If I'm allied to your enemy, sorry. Why is it giving me the option of an alliance?
This sea until we meet again.
Oh, you're not doing very well. So who's got that northern one then? Oh, Dunnan must have taken that. And Isengard have taken... Oh, Enedwaith, you're really soon to die, aren't you? Isengard have taken Londare.
Tomorrow's
Good
journey
God.
planned out.
Ruthless buggers.
Protect the blood of Numenor.
Right, keep up the speed. Head up to join Imrahil. Ah, no, Istion, yeah, you are in a key defensive location. It would be folly to move you. Can't really build anything. Oh, we're waiting for you to build a port for all this time. And you can't have a Mason's. Oh, do you not get a Mason's Lodge until you're the next tier up? Oh yeah, look, you have to be a castle to get a Mason's Lodge. I didn't know that. But then there aren't very many keeps left in the game, to be honest. Most castles do start as castles now, which is the second tier. Oh no, Gondor! I've been waiting for ages for you to realise. I mean, we've been in stalemate for ages because you've not done that very thing, and now you've just bloody gone and done it. Ah, and an army from Minas Tirith, or possibly Lasarnak, has come to assist. Norwin of Nir. Interesting, all the names. He's got some militia archers, guardsmen, and pikemen. Turlin, the same militia army. What we have, really, our army, the only thing that makes it stand out as good is that Imrahil is in it.
Let them have it, men!
Norwin of Nir will fall first. And then Turlin will be mopped up as his army passes across the plain. How are we going to go about this the fastest way possible? Bring you off of that. Nobody on defensive mode. Wrong way around. You guys just kind of line up. You're just going to walk straight at them. Assemble the men!
The enemy are bringing in reinforcements.
Oh, no need to. They're coming for us.
Fight for your honor.
Who's that at the back? Gondor Cavalry Militia. I didn't realise they had Gondor Cavalry Militia. Imrahil. Deal with that. Alright, we are going defensive then, please. Pikes down. Not too worried about their archers. We'll deal with them in a moment. Imrahil is going to slaughter those Gondor Cavalry Militia, unfortunately for them. Our first javelins are thrown.
The battle is very much in our favour. Victory will be ours.
How do you beat pikemen, I hear you all ask? Easily, is the answer. You flank them.
The tide of battle seems to have turned against us. We must act and halt this turn of events.
Make every shot count. Fight for your honor.
Alright, in we go.
The enemy are badly
Good
bloodied.
charge.
They have lost half their men.
Hold the pikemen in line while the guardsmen just slowly press in from the sides. Ah, 2 for 1. Imrahil has lost a single man in the utter destruction he has wrought upon the back line of these Gondorians. It's over.
The enemy army flees the field. Pursue and run them down.
Alright. That went well. The enemy comes. We'll swap to the other hill. Get ready to fire at will. Again, everybody's on defense except for Imrahil. Don't really come out of position. This is the larger of the two armies. And it brings pretty much the same makeup, except they've got some marines thrown in and a general. Look at those shields, they look awesome. Well, no need to stand on ceremony, is there? Go and start harassing them already, Imrahil. I say harassing. Of course, what I mean is absolutely annihilating them on the single charge. Oh dear, you totally live up to the name. And that's 1 unit of territorial guardsmen taken out of the game before our lines have even met. Boom. Shaka Khan. Here we go. Imrahil. General's bodyguards have yet to really face us on the field. to face our superior cavalry, I mean.
Fear nothing and fight well.
Not in any great numbers, anyway.
Make every shot count. Fear nothing and fight well.
Oh, interesting. Get out, get out, get out, get out, get out. Good God. Nobody is on defense anymore. Imrahil, you are requested to return. Oh, you're miles away.
The battle seems to be swinging in our favor. From such tidings does victory emerge.
These generals' bodyguards are peppy, aren't they? They just don't stop. Keep Imrahil busy. Now, perfect chance. Oh, they pulled out, bastards. A reasonable charge. He's got quite a large bodyguard size. I thought they were quite small, the Gondor bodyguard. Now his army is totally broken though. Where? I can't even target them. There's 31 of them in there apparently.
The enemy army flees the
He ran away! Oh, I thought more of Gondorians. This is the second Gondor general to abandon hope. And he's fallen. Turlin goes down. We can just exit there.
The enemy are
206 for
vanquished.
500.
This
Good
is a
Christ.
great victory, worthy of only the mightiest of generals.
Prince Imrahil is unfortunately a little OP. A little OP doesn't really cover it. It's very OP. Dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Gondor are just losing. Turn by turn by turn. Our superiority is absolutely wrecking them. Turlin, I'm sorry. Your life has been found wanting by your leaders. But Gondor have more to throw at us, this time with no general. Captain Methalir. He's got 6 Ithilien Rangers, though. Otherwise, his army is pathetic. Now, I say that. And yet the army that he is presenting to us is pretty much every army I build till about turn 100. So all he's actually doing is bringing the army I would build. In the dire situations, any units are better than no units. Although sometimes you do have to think, should I wait and get one slightly better unit? Or do we just get an army of trash? The answer, of course, is almost always to wait and get a better unit. But even I don't follow my advice sometimes.
Fear nothing and fight well.
Damn right. Imrahil. Let's get the general out of the game straight away, shall we?
Our men have slain the enemy general. Without him, if we continue like this, we will
Some
smash
Ithilien
the
Rangers
enemy.
over there who are causing a bit of a palaver. Gondor militia. Broken, fighting to the death.
The enemy are
More
badly
Gondor
bloodied.
militia.
They
In
have
we go,
lost half
Imrahil.
their men. Behold how our cowardly
over.
foe runs. It's time to...
Make every shot count.
Good lord. Loads of them just routed. $87. Who have you got ahead of you? Nothing really. You could probably end that, to be honest. They're running back towards our line. They take so long to prepare when you tell them to shoot like that. It's a
The
nightmare.
enemy are
31 men fell,
This is a
767.
great victory worthy of only the mightiest of generals.
He didn't actually do that much better. I mean, yes, he was twice as much as the nearest and then some. But we've got 91, 33, 25, 47, 34, 220. Now, I suppose all 4 of these added up are less than Imrahil's alone. Oh, it's capturing. That's why that didn't seem that many. I was thinking in my mind, 727 of the enemy did not leave that battlefield, but that does not add up to 700. But I didn't look at the capture stat. That is, of course, an image of Sauron. I assume in pure spirit form. I don't really know. It's just an artist impression.
Gondor is victorious.
And Brethil falls.
Never shall they return.
Gondor being ebbed away. There's no way they are still topping the list of most powerful. No way. They must surely be beaten down now. Beaten down, broken, and bowed. Oh, Harad and Umbar and Khan taking a bit longer because there's a grand war in the desert going on. Still trying to get that Merchant's Guild in Pelargir. Still not succeeding. They haven't even built a town hall. Oh dear, I really do need to go around. I do plan on going around the map in the future and adding to every region that has a pre-built barracks. I'm going to add the town hall. It's a boring thing to do and it takes a little bit of time, so I haven't done it yet. Right, Istion, you're going to have to come back because Cullis is going to take Atheland. Oh, actually,
Maintain order.
yes, we can bring support from Dol Amroth. You there, strange man who looks like you've been called to battle whilst on the toilet.
Awaiting your command. Orders. Well, this
Captain
evil...
Cullis. Oh, Christ. This is not going to go well. Captain Million, what have you got? Let's hope. The one army compilation that really stings for a Dol Amroth player is some cavalry to stop our cavalry getting a charge in and some pikes to kill our cavalry when we do get a charge in. So let's hope. Oh, interesting battle map. What have we got? Coastal Wardens. It's not too bad actually, I suppose. Obviously, we attack them, so they've got a plan for us. What is it? Lancers! I'm trying to catch the cavalry out so that we can attack them unhindered. There we are. I think we've got the chance. In we go.
Good tidings. The enemy general lies dead.
Coastal Wardens are going to have to take a real pounding today. I did think as much. If you want to just note, Dol Amroth Squires do 4 attack, 15 defense with a 7 charge bonus, and the militia do 3 attacks, 1 less, 2 less on the charge, and 5 less armor. Which means that the Squires with some militia support are always going to win that engagement. Now what we've got to do is try and ensure that we only hit the enemy in the back. Let's be about it.
For the moment, the
Yes.
fortune of battle goes our way.
That's how we're going to do it.
Remains as such.
We're going to rely on the abysmal morale of farmhand pikemen. Yeah, I think we got this. Right, you guys keep the pikemen busy. And then the cavalry can perform a perfect flank on either side. Farmhand men, very nervous. They've got basic farm tools.
Our ally lies
The
dead, slain by the enemy. We must
thunder of the
engage him.
hooves of Dol Amroth pounds across the
The
plain.
enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost. The battle is very much in our favour. Victory will be ours.
Although I'm very stupidly now leaving these in battle. Always charge and recharge against pikes. Never stay prolonged when you're cavalry. You still chasing those pikemen?
Behold how our cowardly
It's
foe
over.
runs. It's time to press the attack.
Our ally was only a captain, that doesn't matter. See them dropping as the line of cavalry just hits them.
This is a clear victory.
Excellent victory, well done, whatever your name is. Feodor? No, that means Spirit Land. What? Something like that, though, isn't it? Fidor, maybe? He's along those lines. That is a very nice depiction of the Shire, and a kind of depiction that makes you really want to go there. Just to lay in that grass. Am I the only one that thinks that? Well done, men.
Remember this day.
Thelen's not really all that great for defending, so
Awaiting your command.
I'll head into that fort, get some free upkeep. Yeah, that's better actually. If you just hang there, you can defend Theland way easier. Well done. And what is your name? Fardon. Fardon. Amadir the Chivalrous. What you're going to do? Take that fort.
We've destroyed them.
I'm going to take the.
We have gained a territory.
Well, to be honest, actually,
Your will, my
those. That's what I'm going to take. You guys can be retrained as soon as that's built in a turn. You guys can't do anything, but you will move on Tarnos and take it. And then we've secured wholly the lands bar the capital and the west, which must be falling. Isengard must be getting the drop on them. I'd quite like a scout, though. Can we train a spy? Yes, please. I need to go and see. I'd very much like, if I'm honest, the capital city of Finabel. I'd really like that in our hands. And then if Umbar could take Horondor. Can already border Mordor, so we've got an alliance there. What I might have to do is gift. Like once we take Minas Tirith, for example, I could gift, say, Caer Andros maybe to Umbar, or even Lasarnak. I'd happily give them Lasarnak, and then they'll sail troops up. I'd hope, anyway.
Ships ready.
We're just losing. We're just losing.
Ships ready.
There's no hope in naval battles by the looks of it. We're making okay money as well. We're making okay money. Istion's army is going to be what really ends this, though, isn't it? It's to be true.
Maintain order.
Pop Prince Adril in charge of that army, and you've got a real stellar army. Although it's almost 100% archers. Oh dear. Oh dear. You'll be free if I recruit you, so get some of them in. Did you get 2 free upkeep? What did they build? Oh, only a meeting hall. No, you only get 1. Well, 1's better than nothing. And then the cavalry can move off to another fort.
Yes, my lord.
Honored friends, let us hear your proposal. No, we will not.
Oh,
abide.
come on, Isengard. I wonder what Isengard will do after that, because they're not allied to Dunland. But Dunland and they share an enemy, so they're more likely to ally. I'd quite like Isengard to attack Dunland. But then if Isengard does attack Dunland, they'll become a real power on that western side. And remember that whilst I'm allied to Isengard and Rohan and Isengard aren't allied. And enemies, these people will look for enemies when the nearest ones are dead. So. Oh, another large Gondorian army has just moved in. Or is that Norwin Nivon moving out? Still trying to get that guild. Brethel got a meeting hall. What's your free upkeep? Only 2. That's right. There's no... Excuse me, sorry. There's no response from Minas Tirith.
Slay them. Let us claim this field.
Which I find quite baffling. But then no, actually, of course not. Mordor. Mordor is utterly destroying Gondor, I expect. what we are now looking to actually do is save Gondor rather than beat Gondor. They will become free in 1 turn. Interesting that Norwinivon did move over there. It is him that's moved off. Chuck another unit of free upkeep there. Just don't like the thought of Dol Amroth not having a full garrison. Ah, our scout, are you training? Yes, you are. Brilliant. Brilliant. You're retraining. Are you training? Yes, and you only take 1 turn. So this cavalry, head to that fort over there.
Yes.
Get free upkeep on those. Oh, Pelargir likes us a lot. Tarnos will fall in 6 turns, and Yorthon and Ingold. Ah, Ingold, you've taken up in a city. That'll be the ruin of you.
Captain of Gondor.
Small Gondorian army in there. Dwin here, the Honourable. See, pushing out west, I'm not all that bothered about. I'm happy to just hold and let the west fall. But Dwin here is currently a bit of a thorn.
Awaiting your command.
We can't just have him roaming around. You guys go and join
By
the
your
army.
command. Joining forces, my lord.
Oh, you can get Lambing Clansmen. Yeah, and I'll take those militia then.
Merging armies.
Army builds. Should we move over and kill Dwin here, then return to the bridge before... No, oh, but he'll be able to cross the river before we... yeah,
The blood
that's
of Numenor.
a problem. We can't leave Dwin here, but I don't really want to move off from that bridge yet. Tricky. Tricky. Well, I think this is going to be a question for the next episode. So what I am going to do is, in an ongoing attempt to just check basically the balance, we are going to toggle the Fog of War at the end of the episode and have a look around. Oh, Dorwinion is getting massacred. Dale still holding their starting provinces despite the full wrath of Erebor and the Woodland Realm. Vale of Anduin very depleted. Khazad-dûm yet to even make a claim, same with Lothlorien. Bree hasn't really lost anything, despite the fact that the Dunedain are coming against them. Ered Luin, surely you're at war with Angmar now. Who am I at war with? No one up here. No, there we are. Angmar. No! Ered Luin and Linden still yet to play their hands. The only factions left, I think. Yeah, Linden, Lothlorien, Khazad-dûm, and Ered Luin. Yet to get involved in any way. So that'll be interesting to see what does happen, because both of them border Angmar. And they will have a natural dislike toward Angmar. They don't share the same culture. They'll also have a natural dislike toward each other, so that's interesting. Oh, and in the question of which province moved to make the province of Northern Horondor, the answer was, of course, Karas Orod Selk. This region now just grew. Erin Vaughan is now on both sides of the little inlet. Oh, and there's some... There's interesting. There's a Linden army knocking around there, and there's a rebel Captain Eirchan. Eirchagan sitting in there. Buzzardum's still rebel. Quite a few provinces still rebel, actually. Boregost, Karisnernaled's falling to Dundon now. And no one's taken Varfest yet. Oh, of course, because I gave Varfest a huge garrison. Not much really happened, though. Harad have actually taken Shelkar. And, Christ, they've taken Khaldun. Oh, balls. Yeah, we really have to get involved. I shouldn't have looked at that. That's totally going to skew my thinking, isn't it? But then can now totally surround them, and they've got Ankaragmir. But Umbar are the stronger of the two in the late game. Umbar are... Oh, good Christ! Oh, dear. Umbar are far stronger than Khand in the late game, and they are getting annihilated by Harad. We're going to have to really think about this. Oh, no. Look at that. Calenhad has fallen to Rohan. Henathan and Kairan, they're still all held by Gondor, though. That's why Gondor can't send anything my way. They've just not got the options. I want Minas Tirith, though, so as soon as Tarnos falls, we're moving on Minas Tirith. We need to support Harad. We need to support Umbar, really, because the Isengard actually aren't really bothering with Gondor. So they're at war, but they're not at war. That's what's keeping the west of Gondor safe. So Istion, you're going to become the Guardian of the West for some time, so you are going to stay there. Adril's then going to have to deal with that army. And we're going to have to start thinking about sending troops down to assist Umbar, or they're going to fall. Because Khand obviously can't do it. So there are upsets in tow. What I am very tempted to do, now that we've taken quite a substantial amount of land, is once we take Minas Tirith, try and sue for peace with Gondor, so that Rohan then start attacking Mordor, and we can then focus on Harad. But it's all for another episode. For now, that is going to end today's episode. So I do hope you've enjoyed it. This is the last of the hour-long ones. This is the last of this weekend's set of Dol Amroth. It won't continue again now till next weekend. Whereas, as I say, I will have pre-recorded them. I'm about to record 2 more episodes directly after this one today on Saturday, the 30th of September. But I hope you've enjoyed it. Feedback always welcome. And until we speak again, dear friends, Navar na den Perimad Melunin, and farewell.